Right. Welcome to ladies' night. Here to have a good time. Everybody's feeling right. Welcome to ladies' night. Oh,
Ooh, yes, yes, girl.
Welcome. It's
Welcome.
Friday.
It's fucking Friday, and we don't got shit to do but this, and we live it.
We love it. We live for this. So
Yes,
how's your week been?
girl. It's my first week at my new job, and ooh, I need to
You
shave.
like it?
I fucking live. They're so lovely. They're
Mhm.
Canadian kind of
Right.
people. Like so far, I'm here. I'm hooked. I'll be there for a while if it continues like this, for sure, I probably want to leave that company, honestly.
Well, I'm happy you're happy. It's been a long work week for
So,
myself, but we finally made it here.
yeah, how was yours? What went over with you, Mama?
Just been working, work.
Whoa.
So, okay,
Mhm.
before we get started, I just need everyone to like, share, subscribe this video. Please
What
like,
the
please
video?
subscribe, and please share with everyone.
Yeah.
So, Dante,
Yes, ma'am.
our girl Brittany, she is almost free. Brittany is almost free. So, her dad, Jamie Lee Spears, he stepped down last night as her conservator and
Thank
basically
you,
stated
Julia.
he wanted to take the time. He loves his daughter unconditionally and just wants to take the time to being her father and allowing somebody else come in. He should have stepped down a long time ago, in my opinion. I mean, this woman is like almost 40
No,
and
girl,
needs permission to.
she's literally 40 something years old. You should have stepped down a long fucking time ago. And what it is now that you've been put on blast, you
Mm-hmm.
realize what you fucking look like, and everybody's pissed at you. And then you're like, well, I love her so much. I love her unconditionally. If that's how you felt, you wouldn't have treated her like that.
You know, it's really sad. Like I said this before, so many people has gotten rich off of her hard work.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that.
I let she call her sister out, that little bitch. I was like, are you fucking serious? You gonna sit here and act like, oh, I love my sister so much, and then it's like I haven't talked to her in months, but I still make money off of her? Like,
They all make money off of her. They all live really good off of her. Those
they
judges,
do.
those attorneys, everyone lived really, really good off of her hard work.
Mhm.
And she's talking about
Except
she's
for her and her children's, who should be the ones.
yeah. Well, free Britney. I'm still with the campaign. I love me some Britney Spears. We've been friends in my head since the Mickey Mouse days. So
So the one thing I will say, the one thing that I'm worried about with this whole situation
right.
is he stepped down as her conservator. They have not said that she is okay. They haven't said that she's okay without a conservator. She's got to still name another one. And I made comments before that y'all did not necessarily agree with. And I'll be honest and say they may sound mean, but to me, in my brain, when I think about her, I don't think she's the most intelligent. I don't know if she's making good decisions. So I'm very nervous about like who. The reason I say that is not to down her because I fucking love her. But the reason I say this is to say that like whoever it is that she picks as her new conservator, I'm just nervous about what that looks like. I feel like I'm nervous about her judgment.
You know, I just think she's 40 and
I don't
she
think she
can't
needs a
give
conservator at all. I think she
I
just
mean
needs another.
she feels
Yeah.
like she does need someone to manage her money, but when it comes down to having another child and getting married, I mean, that's something you should be able to make a decision you should make on your own without someone making the decision for you. That's not fair
Mhm.
for her, you know? So,
I agree with that, and but I just feel like what you're talking about, Brittany. What you need is a manager, and not just a manager, but someone that's good with funds and that can keep you together. It don't gotta be anybody in your family. Honestly, it shouldn't be anybody in your family because they are abusers. Because they don't know how to do anything else for themselves. They don't. They didn't have no money before Brittany, and they won't have no money after her ass. But I'm saying that to say like what she needs is to hire somebody for that.
Yeah, she probably does. I think she does too. She knows she does.
Yeah.
She knows she does.
But you can
Well,
hire like, but that's the thing is like when you make money that Britney Spears makes, like you can hire people to do. You can hire people to massage your big toe if that's what the fuck you felt like doing, and you wanted to pay for that. You know, I think though that what she needs is to a meet with some lawyers, b get together an ironclad contract that she can get this person to sign, and then hire that person.
well, she was recently allowed to hire her own attorney. With her father being her conservator,
Yeah,
she wasn't allowed that right. So it's just
right,
basic
right.
rights that she wants as a human.
Yeah,
I think she's aware that she needs a conservator, but she does not want her father or anyone from his side to run her life.
but the reason I'm saying this too, though, is not necessarily. I'm not here to down Brittany. Brittany is Janet. She's Madonna. She's all these people. She's the same level of fabulousness. To me in my brain, I'm saying this to say what I want for her is for her to make a good decision about who she should hire. Do you know what I mean? To like
Mm-hmm.
do her stuff. It's not me saying like, "Oh, she's so terrible" or something. It's me really saying like, "Please choose wisely, girl."
Yeah, I mean, we see
You
her
don't have
face,
another free
we
Britney
see her
moment.
Instagram posts with her running eyeliner and twirling around like a fairy. I mean, she's pretty,
Whoever,
she's funny, so it's okay. That's
no,
her.
it's funny, but it's also, but I have to say, I don't think it helps her case. I feel like it makes her look a little bit unhinged, just
Mm-hmm.
because she looks so crazy with it. Like,
The
girl,
eyeliner.
do that
Don't put no
eyeliner on the
eyeliner. Just put on
top.
top.
Don't do
Don't put
that
none at
bottom
the bottom.
eyeliner. But
I
what she
don't put
does is
eyeliner at the bottom because it
she
runs.
does this really thick eyeliner on the bottom, and she does the thin on the top.
Yeah.
And it just looks like an 1980s like hooker. It's not really
You,
pleasant.
you said 1980 hooker. That's
Yeah,
the vibe
yeah,
she gives.
100%, 100%.
And when she's twirling around and stuff.
And then she twirls around, but she does the same move, the same like three moves over and over again. Like, and the twirling is like, oh, I'm over it. But at the same time, I think she's also stressed the fuck out. And what she had to do was what she had to do to like deal with it for herself. And I'm glad she found a medium in which she could do
Okay. Well, moving along,
that. Mm-hmm.
our good friend OJ Simpson says he avoids coming to Los Angeles because he might be sitting next to the real killer. And he says, I really don't know who did this.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up so that you can tell me what your thoughts are about this.
Okay, so moving along.
No, can we say that? Okay, so let me tell you. So have you heard also what her sisters had to say?
Who's OJ's or
No,
Nicole's
Nicole
sisters?
Simpson.
What did her sisters have to say?
So I think it's enlightening because it also tells you a lot about what's really going on. It actually kind of to me it feels a little more um for sure that he wait oh okay. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know if that'll get us in trouble, so I'm just not gonna say that.
Yeah, don't
But
say nothing.
what she
Don't get
said,
me in trouble.
no, but what she said kind of made
What,
sense,
what did
and
she
it was
say?
also really nice. It was not nice, but like I I I could see that she's growing as a human being. Like look, I really don't fucking care if he did it or not at this point. The fact is she's gone, and that's what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
this has been so much heartache and so horrific for our family that like uh, we she's gone and we've kind of dealt with it. The problem is when he starts talking about it, he's the one that brings it up, and she's right.
It's like he's taunting the family, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So he
Well,
he says,
he wrote that whole book about like,
if I
well,
did
I
it,
didn't do it, but if
but
I
if
had
I
done it,
did
this is
it,
how
this
would
is
it.
what I that you just
What kind of person does that? That is the most heartless thing. That is so heartless. Why do you do
so
that to
he
someone?
says he
Someone that I
says
fucking hate, I would never do that to them.
he's taunting them. He says, I figured eventually somebody would confess to something. You know, I had one suspect I told my lawyers to look at.
And
I
he
still
won't
think he
reveal
might
the
be
name.
involved, but I can't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it. You're 74. Talk about it.
Yeah. You know who I think did it? I actually don't think that he did it. I think his son did it.
How old would his son have been at the time?
Like 20 something.
He has a son.
Yeah. And he's fucking crazy. He's like nut house crazy. And also, so I guess it was revealed. I've been watching a lot of stuff about it, and it was revealed that like, so literally the day before, she was supposed to attend his whatever event, like he was gonna be singing or playing a instrument. I don't know. And it don't matter. Apparently, he was having some sort of performance, and she was supposed to show up, and his feelings got hurt. But the thing is, it's why it makes sense that like the gloves didn't 100% fit, the shoes didn't 100% fit. But I think OJ had something. Well, I won't say that.
But don't get my little show snatched up.
I'm not even doing that. Well, because
Okay.
this doesn't even matter. Like everybody knows what's up. Like everybody
And
knows
if he didn't do it, he was definitely involved in it or the planning of it. We'll
what's
just say
up. Yeah,
we'll say that.
but I think the one that carried it out was his son. And it also makes sense for the glove situation, for the fact the shoes fit, for the fact like it was all that all falls in line with the fact that his son did it, and then the fact that he was really hurt behind the fact that homegirl didn't show up, but he's really like, apparently he's really like mentally. That's why you don't hear about him a whole lot because he's real like, oh girl.
Let me Google this. What's his son's name? Do you
Chill,
know?
chill, I don't know. I'll find it. Hold on, a minute. Because I know, and then his daughter and son, like the younger son,
His
I think.
older son, right?
No, I'm talking about his older son. Oh, he's got a bunch of fucking kids.
Oh yeah.
No, well, I know Sydney is the girl. I think Jason is the boy that he had with old girl. Interesting. Oh no,
Mm.
he's 51 years old. That's the one I think.
What's his name?
Jason, Jason Simpson.
Do you think he's Chloe's father in real life?
Yeah.
Really?
Who else is gonna provide that big ass fucking hit? Have you seen the one that she thinks that's her father? That don't look shit like her at all in life. While he looks like the other two girls before the surgeries.
Oh, the son looks crazy.
No, he's fucking nuts. That's what I said. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's
I can see it in
fucking
his
nuts.
eyes.
He was in the fucking so during the whole fucking like court shit, he was there looking crazy as shit, bro, and like being all like, oh my god, da da da. He was fucking he's off. There's something wrong with him.
Yeah, can
That's why
you?
they did it, but I'm not yeah, he looked crazy in the eyes, but I'm not sure that he wasn't told to do it or
Oh, definitely. He
somebody
was
else
told to,
wasn't involved. But I'm just gonna say, like, this
he
is
was
real.
definitely told to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next on this agenda we got?
Uh-huh.
Okay, here's a good one. because
I
this is
won't get it
2020.
shut down now.
It's 2021, and this is happening in 2021, right?
Hmm.
So, mom files a complaint accusing school of race segregation. Keela Posey is filing a federal complaint against Atlanta's Mary Lynn Elementary School, saying the school principal is making classroom selections based on race. Um, so basically, she was choosing the teacher she wanted her child to class she wanted to go to, and the principal asked her, "Are you sure you want your daughter to go to this class?" And she said, "Yeah, I did my research on the teacher. This is where I want my daughter to go." So the principal tells her, well, she doesn't have any kids that looks like her in this class, and we have two classes that have kids that look like her, which means black kids. So apparently the white kids have access to all six classes, and the black kids only have access to two classes in their grades. This is in Georgia in
Yeah,
2021, August, what's today, 13th,
but
2021.
like, but you hit the nail on the head when you said it's in Georgia. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I've actually gone to school in Georgia. I actually went to high school partially in Georgia. Stone Mountain High School, just outside of Atlanta.
This
Um,
is in Atlanta too, but Atlanta's diverse.
mm,
Maybe the side of Atlanta I've been to.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know. I didn't live there long enough, but I lived there long enough to know, like, it was the first time I had ever been, like, because I'm from LA, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up
I
partially
am
like
too.
LA, Alhambra, Hawthorne, like all these places.
Yeah.
And everyone's just together. There's no like weirdness about it. It's just everybody, like, just we got all these kids that are in fourth grade. Let's put them all just in a fourth grade class. It's done. Unless they're in a place like for me, like I was in a higher reading class.
Mm-hmm.
So while I was like in the fourth grade, I was like in a sixth grade reading class. But outside of that, like they still like for the most part, they just put everybody like fourth grade, bam, you're together. You know, um, Atlanta didn't seem to be that way to me, and actually, like it was the first time I really kind of experienced what really felt like separatism
Mm-hmm.
and what felt like I don't know, it just felt like you'd run into certain folks not of color that would look at you and there was just that hatred behind their eyes that you would see that like I'm just not used to here.
Culture shock.
Yeah, it's a culture shock situation for me for sure. But
But
I have to say I'm not surprised by that article considering.
but can you imagine being a parent and you're told to pick a class for your third grade year old? You pick a class and the principal is telling you that
That's completely
there's
it's
nobody in that
completely
class that looks like your child. Like
it's
it's
completely
2021. What do you
inappropriate.
mean?
It's completely inappropriate. It's completely nasty. It's separatist, and I'm not at all surprised considering the state it's coming from.
But then also it makes me think like what about the other black parents? They didn't notice that their child was in an all black class with hardly any
Maybe they
other
didn't
races
care.
in the class.
What one thing that I realized, living in like Dallas, living in Austin, living in Georgia, living in all these places, it's just it. We like to say we're all the same, but sometimes it's not the same.
I don't know. I think as a parent, if I was a parent, I would have a real
I
crazy
personally would
issue with that
too.
because you
I
want your
personally
children
would
to be
too.
diverse and be
Right.
comfortable around different races, different cultures, different
But
religions,
also,
but that's
what
not.
I'm saying by that too is I'm also a back deductor, meaning like I'm a person who thinks about like if I found out that there was one like class of kids of not color, I have a problem.
Mhm.
That fucking moment, just end the story. I have a problem.
Yeah.
The thing is that I think oftentimes some people don't. some people don't feel like they have the power, and that sucks. It's terrible, and it's a social construct that has really kind of failed a lot of people.
I hope the other parents, not just black parents, the white all parents, I hope they get together and kind of change things in that school because that doesn't, within a school district, you know.
In Georgia,
I hope,
girl, no, that's not gonna happen.
oh, I don't know.
That is not gonna, girl. That's not gonna happen in Georgia. I'm just good to. I'm just. I mean, what you're saying is what needs to happen, right? Um, I'm just saying, like,
Wishful thinking.
in that space, wishful thinking. In California, it'd be different. If it was like in LA and someone was doing that, I see you blinking. Oh Lord, oh girl, you're like, no, seriously, hear me out. In California, it'd be a little bit different, just
Right.
because like the white parents would be like, "Oh no, this is not cool." If they ever heard their kids were in like a place like you're saying, like they
Yeah.
should respond, and they would respond. Georgia, Georgia sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible state.
Now that I think about it, every time I'm in Atlanta, like I don't want to say like I'm on the black side, but I don't really see too many white people. I always see like a lot of black people. So I
Yeah,
don't know. Maybe I'm always on that other side
well, and
too.
it's like black dudes with beads and shit, and you're like, oh.
Wait, you said black dudes with beads.
Like beads in the hair, girl.
Wait, what?
You had the hair all grown
What
out.
part of
And
Atlanta you been?
have you been to the Atlanta airport, Joe? And like
Yeah.
90% of the people in the airport are like that.
Black people, wait, black dudes with beads.
Yeah, it'd be like black dudes with fucking beads. Their hair be braided the fuck up, and they have like beads at the end of all their braids.
When's the last time you been at Atlanta airport?
Actually, like 3 years ago.
You seen? I was there in February. I didn't see nothing like that.
Yeah. Oh, you must have. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But Georgia, but I'm gonna say this: like Georgia's not known for being very progressive. They're not known for like wanting to at all mix black people with white people. They're not wanting to ensure that their black people are adequately educated, and that's a problem.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a problem a lot in the South because in some
All the
schools
South.
we talked about this a few weeks ago. Some schools in Texas they're not talking about the Martin Luther King the speech. They're not doing a lot of things for civil rights and
But that goes
this.
for Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, like everything just down there. They're all like that.
Mm,
Kentucky, Kansas, like everything like in the middle of the country and everything like in the south just
just don't go.
don't,
Just don't touch it.
just
Okay.
don't.
So, there was a missing woman. She was involved in a car accident, and the police found her body 9 hours later. She was deceased. The police had searched the glove box, but missed the body sitting in the front seat. In North Carolina,
The police had searched the glove box but didn't notice the dead body.
in the passenger seat. Yes. So she was a victim in the car accident. Her son was driving her
He
vehicle,
was
her
on
1999
heroin.
Jeep. He lost control, hit a tree, hit the embankment, hit something.
He
She
was
died
on
on
he was on
impact.
heroin
Oh,
when
he
he was
was?
driving them. Yeah, he was on heroin.
Oh, wow. Well, he killed his mom. That's so sad. But they found her body later in the passenger seat. This is
In
not
the in
funny. And
the in the tow yard or
at the tow
whatever.
yard after 9 hours. So and it's summertime.
So I don't know if you saw the rest of it, but it's also her family is pissed off too because they're like, what if she fucking survived the crash and she passed away because they were negligent? There's no way that you checked the glove compartment and didn't notice a dead body in the goddamn car.
Yes.
But it also means that whenever, like, if they did ever check the glove compartment, she was already dead, and maybe that's why they just didn't fucking care. it doesn't add up.
How does the body go to a tow yard and then get discovered?
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
But
it is.
here's what I think happened. I think that here's what happened. I think so. He was the obvious he was probably moaning and crying and screaming and shit because he was injured, right? So he went to
Hmm.
the hospital. They did tests on him and verified he was on heroin. So after that, they didn't fucking care. And they did nothing else, including that bullshit check on the glove compartment. Because if you check a glove compartment, I don't care how tiny someone, if it was a 3-year old, you will still notice a fucking dead 3-year old
You
next
notice a
glove
body.
compartment. You notice a fucking body. How are you gonna scream that you checked the glove compartment and didn't notice a whole dead body? That's shady. That's shady boots. I don't. There's something wrong.
Like, wouldn't you see legs if you're checking a glove department? Like,
Mhm.
wouldn't you see like a
What I think happened was
torso?
they took him to the hospital and they found out he was on fucking heroin.
Shit, were
And
they on heroin
the
too if they
second
didn't
they
notice a
do,
body?
they didn't say that about her. They said that about him
No, I
specifically.
said, were they on drugs too since they didn't notice the body?
Oh, right, right, girl. Yeah. So I think that they saw he was on heroin and they figured there was nothing else left to fucking do, so they just towed the car and never looked at anything else. They're fucking full of shit.
That's horrible policemanship.
There's no way you checked a glove compartment and didn't see the dead body it's on the passenger seat side. How the fuck
Even if they leaned over from the driver's side to check the glove department, I think they would still
you
see
still
the
see a
body.
body? There'd be a dead body there. I mean, honestly
Hey,
speaking, the
Angela.
dead body would be just obvious. Period. Like, there's no. They didn't look. They took him to the hospital real quick. Found out he was on heroin, and were like, "Oh, okay, we good. We done our part, and we're not gonna care about this car. We just gonna get it towed." And they never looked. That's what the fuck they did.
Okay.
But don't you feel?
So
I mean, what do you feel about that? Sorry, I mean,
I think it's horrible police work that happened or EMT work, whatever work they were doing. I think it's really horrible. I think that somebody's lying. There was not a thorough job done because there's no way you can miss a body in the passenger seat and then you admit you looked in the glove department. So that means something ain't right. Either you're lying
do you think that
or
was
you
an
just didn't
admission, or
care.
do you think that that was maybe a we did our due diligence comment?
It was
But
a
it
we
didn't
did our due
really.
diligence comment. It was a we did our due diligence comment. That's exactly what it was. And I feel like the family should be able to sue because, like you said, what if she was still alive and because they messed up things, they probably could have saved her life as well as them saving her son's life.
Yeah.
So, I think that was
No,
horrible policemanship. And even if
I kind of worry that maybe she passed away at impact or whatever. Because the thing is, they took him to the hospital, which means he was in the hospital moaning and growing and everything. But if she was in there, wouldn't they have heard someone else doing that? That's what I think. That's my one
even
question.
even if she passed on impact, it's still you didn't do your
That's
job.
still shady as fuck.
You
Yeah,
didn't do your job. This
that's
it just
stupid.
goes back to plan A. Start. You did not do your job. So yeah, her family should have some kind of reparations from that. And that's just my
Do you
opinion.
think the police should be like charged in it, or like if it's found that like oh there's no way that they should have ever missed this? Do you think
There's
they
no
should
way
be
they should have missed it. I don't think they should be charged for it because they technically didn't cause the accident, but I think they should take some type of responsibility financially to their pay. I do feel that.
charged?
I think they should go through training again to spot out a body if it's in a car. I don't think it should just be like, oh well, you didn't know, like that's bullshit. Like it's
Do you
just
think they should
wrong.
have lost their jobs?
Yeah, Yeah.
I believe so too. I mean, look, I've lost jobs for less. I'm just saying, way fucking less. And
Yeah.
I kind of, I don't know. I just wonder, like, what does it say also to the case, any other case in um that police space, like their jurisdiction. Every case in their jurisdiction now, once they find out that like, oh, they didn't do their,
Everything has to be investigated again. Everything has to be looked over because they have
yeah,
this. So now when they make mistakes, when police officers make mistakes, especially like in that jurisdiction, everything that they had in the past has to be looked over again to make sure that there wasn't anything missed.
at least
So
it's a
that's
small
more
town.
money, tax money for the people of North Carolina
Yeah,
that's going towards that because everything has to be looked over just to make sure that they had did a proper job in the past in their past investigations.
at least it's a small town though. It's not like, I mean, if they do that in LA, it's like, oh shit, fucked. We're fucked.
Right?
Just pay them off. Like in LA, they're probably just like, just pay them
Right.
off. I ain't gonna do that.
Just write that check.
Just put that to occasion.
Okay. So
uh,
I don't know if you've seen this. Last week we talked about Frontier Airlines and we talked about um, Spirit Airlines.
yeah,
Yes, I think we have a comment from Jamie. It says I think they should be charged at least for the negligence.
I agree.
They need to be charged. They
Honestly,
don't need to work.
you know what I think they should be charged for, to be fucking frank? They need to be charged for the fact that they so fucking greedy with all these fucking charges they throw on people. They'd be like, "Oh, you want a seat? Yeah, that's $50. Oh, you want to actually bring a bag on? But like, who doesn't bring a fucking bag on board? That's fucking weird."
Okay, so we talked about Frontier Airlines and
Uh
Spirit last week, right?
huh.
So American Airlines, they had Dante. Where are they getting this duct tape from on the airline? So they duct tape a 13-year-old boy on a flight from
Good.
Maui to LA.
Good.
He got kind of violent with his mom. He started kicking the window, and some of the passengers held him down while the I guess the crew got some duct tape and taped him down to the seat, and he was still cussing everybody out. So they had to do
Yes, it
an
was.
emergency landing in Honolulu.
These people are not. These people are raising demons. They're not raising children. I mean,
He's
seriously, like these are people that believe that it is appropriate anywhere to have some sort of fucking temper tantrum or whatever. But I feel like it probably gave him what he needed when they like were like, you don't get to do that. But
my
he
thing
wasn't
is
doing it.
my thing is you knew your son was bad as hell before you took him to Maui. You should have kept his ass at home, like wherever you're from. He can't even act right in public.
Them parents that can afford to take themselves and their children to Maui, child, they don't give a fuck.
Well, he's a menace to society.
He is.
After he was
Yeah.
like out, I think he was under the influence too because I was watching a video and he was like kind of slurring
He's
his
a teen.
words
How old
and
was he again? 17?
no, he was 13.
And
He started hitting his
he's under the influence of 13. Okay.
he's
Sis.
13. These
Alright.
kids nowadays. He started hitting his mom. He started threatening his mom that when they land, she was really gonna get it. And then he started kicking the window in, and that's when people started holding him down. American Airlines came out with some duct tape. I didn't even know airlines are supposed to have duct tape, but now I see why they have duct tape because they be taping people down to the chairs.
Honey. You know what? They keep telling us about it, and every single time I agree thus far. Because I'm sorry, if he starts, I know, I don't know how much pressure it takes to, maybe he can't even possibly kick in a window or whatever. But you think it's appropriate to have your little tantrum on a fucking airplane full of people? Well, guess what? There's people around. There are other souls, other beings around you, and they're so selfish that whatever they're going through right that second is what they're doing, and they behave that way. But like, if he's able to kick that shit in, it puts everyone on the plane in jeopardy because he's having a fucking temper tantrum. It's bullshit. But the fact that he's hitting his mom and all this bullshit, like, bro, I hit my mom one time. It was in response to her hitting me, and I ran away for 2 days.
I never hit my mom.
Look, I still got my ass beat when I got back home.
I'm sure you did get your ass
Yeah, I got my
back
ass beat.
home.
But no,
She was
I
probably
mean,
waiting
it
for
feels
you.
like there's just such a lack of respect. Like the only reason I responded with hitting her back, I was like 11. But the only reason I responded with hitting her back was because she hit me. So I'm like, bitch, I'm tired of you. I was really tired of her at the time too. There was a lot going on. But I'm
Okay.
saying that to say though, like any person that does like, oh, I'm gonna fuck my parent up and in public, are you fucking serious?
I would have kept his ass at home and went to Maui and enjoyed my trip. She knew his
Right.
ass was bad before she took him with her.
Well, it's probably
And she knew he can't act right in
she
public.
probably knew that she couldn't leave his ass with nobody. Like, first of all, nobody would want to fucking deal with his ass.
Right.
And then what you do, like, what you pay someone to like babysit, but once they're done with him after that first day, because they will be,
Yeah.
what you gonna hire somebody and tell them go over to my house and there's a key under the mat? Like, I don't, I think it's probably less trouble for his mom to take him, but at the same time, it's like.
Well, that's her child. She raised him, and that's her responsibility. So you raise your children how you want them to act in society. So
It's just so weird to me though when they're like 13 years old and they're behaving that way, like hitting their parents and doing all that. Like 13 years old, I could not even imagine cussing my parents out. Like, are you fucking? There is not a. My mom was a full blown drunk, and I could not cuss her out at 13.
yeah, I wouldn't even cuss my mom out now. I would be crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't even now. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I'm a little. I'm less likely. I mean, I was a rambunctious 15, 16-year-old, so I would kind of. I was not the best behaved.
No, I have a rule. When my mom starts
Yeah.
acting up, my rule is, okay, I'll talk to you later. And that applies over the phone and in person. So in person, I'll talk to you later. I grab my purse and keys, I'm out the door. That applies both in person and over the phone. She knows the
I,
rules.
I think the things that happens with me, like, so my mom has passed, but I think the thing that happens with me and my dad, is that he's like getting deaf now.
Hmm.
So he starts talking louder, and then like if you didn't understand what he says it louder as though that was the reason you didn't understand what he said. And
Funny.
I get really I get so frustrated, and also he just talks loud as shit. So he gets on the phone. He's like, Dante! I'm like, what? I'm here. I'm literally on the other side of the phone. You have to holler. He's like, I'm not hollering. I'm like, you're literally screaming.
You're yelling at me.
No.
Okay, so R. Kelly is
I don't
next.
know.
He
Hmm.
wants some charges dropped in his federal case. Basically, he's saying herpes don't count, and he's asking the court to throw out charges for knowingly exposing sexual partners to herpes because he says they didn't include. He says they should not include herpes in the law because it's not an acute bacterial venereal disease.
But you have it for the rest of your life, no matter what. There's no medicine you could take to just not have herpes anymore.
Well, he's saying it should not be. He even though he knowingly spread it to sexual partners, he said it doesn't count and it should not be in his federal case and should be dropped.
It's disgusting. Like, it's just, is there no like low limit? Like, is he just? Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just gonna say whatever. It's always gonna be. There's a new low that he can hit. That's disgusting.
You know, I don't really have any comment on that. So, I
No, it's
mean,
just like,
I just feel like if you're,
listen. There's been a couple people that I've slept with that if they told me before they had herpes, I would just make sure and protect myself. And there's a way to have sex with people and not get herpes. So you don't have outbreaks, all those things.
mm-hmm.
But like, let me know beforehand.
Like herpes is like lifetime, right? It lives with you forever.
It's literally lifetime, and for some people, the outbreaks are like outrageous. I know probably 6 different people with herpes,
That's
and
so
when I
crazy.
tell you, and I'm not one of them. I don't have herpes, but I'm saying like it's really crazy because like I have one friend who like she would get like herpes outbreaks, and she would just
Hmm.
like she couldn't go to work because it would be all over her thigh. Like her whole thigh would just be like a whole breakout.
Wow.
And it was really bad. It was weird. So herpes is actually a serious thing. Like he's full of, I just, are you not sick of him?
Yeah, I am. I don't think we're going to talk about him anymore, actually. I'm kind of tired of talking about him and wasting our time, but I just thought that could be kind of funny. So
I
that's why I
didn't. By the
decided
way,
to add it into the show.
by the way, I still didn't mean it. Oh shit! I made it all serious. No, but seriously, like I didn't mean it. Like, oh, we shouldn't talk about it anymore because if things happen, they just happen. But I just,
Yeah,
he's a person who I mean, I just feel like after the whole Aaliyah thing was like confirmed, I'm good.
you're good.
He
Okay.
just he just grosses me out. Like I just what's funny is I used to like him. I liked him a whole lot. I really loved his voice. Like I had several CDs. I've since thrown them away. But I don't know. I wish he'd do the right thing for once. Maybe I'd be cheering on.
I mean, I feel like doing the right thing for him at this point because he doesn't have any money is just to apologize to his victims and move on. But then also, like, those parents,
Oh, they know.
they
I'm
knew.
like,
Like, why would you
well,
let your child play with his ass? You just as crazy.
we done talked about this before, where it's like, girl, I'm not sending my fucking child off with some other grown ass fucking person that's not a family member that my child has indicated that they feel comfortable with. That's just
Exactly.
the end of the story. Or someone that's like close. Like I have I call them my sisters. They're not actually my sisters, but if like they were to take my kid off and do whatever, I'd feel secure. I'd call. I call a lot, just make sure. But at the same time, it's just like, you can't trust people with your kids.
No, you can't. Okay, so speaking of kids and a father,
Uh-huh.
Ben Crump, he's taking over the Black Realtors case. Um, so where do we
He's taking
start?
over the what?
He's taking okay, so there was a black realtor who was showing a house.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He was
Okay.
showing a house, and a neighbor had called the police saying that they looked suspicious as to they fit the description. Uh, they fit the description of someone who had broken into another neighbor's house.
Of
And the
course.
police showed up, did not ask any questions. And they basically arrested the realtor and his 15-year-old son during the showing of a house. So Ben Crump is now taking on another civil rights case. And this time he's seeking justice for the black realtor who was wrongfully detained by Michigan police during a house showing. At
Running.
what point, at what point is it okay to be black? At what point are we allowed to show houses in other neighborhoods? At what
Don't
point is it okay
know.
for us to go jogging? At what point is it okay for us to drive a car? Like we're in 2021. Why is this acceptable still? Why are you guys still segregating kids in school? Why are you just showing up to someone at their job and just arresting them on site without even asking a question? Nothing. Like when does this stop? When is at one point is this like not okay?
I mean, I think we're starting to see the point now because we are fed up. And what's interesting is that people that are not racist are also fed up.
Yeah. Well,
And I think we're at a point now where, like, I mean, even when you look at these, Karen videos,
mm-hmm.
and someone's popping off, it's not always black people on it, but it's funny because You know, it's funny. It's always a white bitch that took that fucking video. Every time, it was the white neighbor next door that's like, "Excuse me, sir, this is inappropriate," you know, and it's like, I really fucking love that because it's not usually like the people that are actually having the problem. It's usually like the white lady next to them that's like, "This is some bullshit."
Yeah, because it is some bullshit.
It completely is some bullshit. Yeah,
It's always some bullshit.
of course it is.
Well, the Wyoming PD has since they've apologized for this incident, and they state that race had nothing to do with how the officers responded to the situation. And the department explained that the call came in as a possible home invasion, and their officers responded as they were trained.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, so moving along.
No, really, really, it's like, oh, we need funnier topics sometimes, girl. Because these are all serious. This is
Everything I
bullshit.
picked this week have been so serious.
These are also serious. This is
I'm-
bullshit, but no, but it's complete bullshit. I think so many people would agree with the fact that it's bullshit.
I'm gonna
Basically,
find us a fun. I'm gonna find us
but
a
it's also like every single one of these police departments swears up and down. The crash we were talking about earlier, girl. Same fucking shit. They all swear up and down that they are fucking doing their due diligence, and you know the fuck they have not because they didn't consider it important.
Okay, I have a good one for you that I just found, and I'm pretty sure you saw it, but we're gonna get to this next one first, last. Okay, so Cuomo, however you say that man's name, he is resigning after allegations of harassment to female staff. He is declining that any of this happened. I know that Cuomo has done a lot of good work for the people of New York, but at the same time, that does not excuse you.
Yeah.
It does not. It does not excuse your bad behavior, and there is no slap on the wrist. And we're in 2021. The shit that y'all was doing 20 years ago is no longer accepted. Period.
So I'm sorry. The reason I'm laughing is just every time someone mentions him, I just think of that picture of him where he's got like the nipple rings are completely hanging and just big ass fucking nipple rings. But I was like, oh, he a freak. And what's funny is knowing that he's a freak. You turn around and hear this, and you're like, yeah. Hello? Oh, she's off.
I got kicked out.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't you.
I don't know how much you heard, but the nipple.
We stopped at I got kicked out around the nipple ring.
Okay, and then what I said was, I was like, oh, he a freak, and then we start hearing all of this about him, and I'm like, oh my god.
I like Cuomo.
I really like him. I think
I'm very disappointed in him. He did great work, but
it's funny. I actually care enough about him to be disappointed.
Yeah, it's very disappointing because
I don't usually care. Like, Trump never disappointed me. There's a whole lot of people that just never disappointed me. But he actually disappointed me. And the reason he disappointed me was that I actually liked him. I thought he was a cool dude. I really liked him.
I thought he did a lot of good work for New York
and
the country itself.
The country. Yeah, he did.
I was hoping one day he would run for president because I was ready to vote for him.
Me
But
too.
there's just certain things like you just can't do no more. You cannot be a man in power and think you can just do whatever you want to do.
I want to know that I voted for the first president that had nipple rings, bitch. I just want to know that, motherfucker. I want to know that he got the nipple rings. I'll be like, ooh, we got a president I could just be like, hey.
You want to play with his nipples?
Apparently that's okay. It better be okay for him, considering what he's done to other people.
I think someone tells me he likes getting his nipples played with if he got nipple rings.
I would say. I'm just saying though,
Okay,
like,
so
if any reason.
who do you think is cuter? Cuomo, governor, or do you think his brother from CNN?
His brother from CNN, and I
His
will tell
brother is
you
cute.
why. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, I think he's good looking. I think they're both good looking. I think they're
Yeah, their
equally good
dad is good
looking.
looking. Their daddy's good looking too.
I think they're both equally good looking. But I feel like CNN dude,
He's
I
more like
love
polished, you know?
and I also love the balls he has. I
Yeah.
love that he'll be like, "Sir, so what you're saying is da 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 da," and they're like, "No, I didn't say that." It's like he's like, "You literally just fucking said that." Like I just
I like his when he paraphrases to other
I
cities.
fucking
They'll
live.
be like, no, I didn't say that. And
He's
he'll be
so
like, but you basically
shady.
said.
He is. I love that he's so shady, but they're both fucking shady in the best possible ways. In
Right.
the in the ways that like cause I really I don't know. I think that's why I'm disappointed is that like I actually like him. I think he's
Yeah, it's disappointing. You know, it's really disappointing.
yeah.
Well,
But also, it's like that's kind of a governor I'd possibly
would you be his like side piece?
she could call me up sometime if he wanted to. We might be
Wait,
able to have some fun.
wait. So you will be Cuomo's side piece?
Oh, I would for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Would you sign an NDA?
No.
You want to write your book later, huh?
I'd write. Here's the thing. I write the book later, but the thing I would sign is that like I'm not gonna say who it was.
Oh. Mm.
And then I'll call it nonfiction, even though, or sorry, I call it fiction, even though it's
How
nonfiction.
would you put his name in there? Put him as like Tomo?
I wouldn't reference anything close to his name. It'd be like Nick or something.
Okay. Well, lately there's like been this thing about celebrities coming out saying that they don't bathe every day. And Ice-T's wife, Coco Austin, she weighed in and she stated that she doesn't shower daily, but only as needed. And when she starts to feel a little icky, she's still breastfeeding her 5-year-old daughter too, which is nothing wrong because
Right.
you know you stop breastfeeding when the
Right.
child is ready when you're ready. So
Right.
that's a whole different
That's
issue.
true. Yeah.
But the whole like what is icky? Like how long does it take you to feel icky to take a shower or take a bath?
I have no comment. Look, so I take a shower probably once every few days.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I do that is I don't do shit. I sit around the house all day long, so there's no reason for me to be like, oh, I have to hop in the shower. I will say though, for me, icky is like once I smell my armpits, and I don't have to like when I smell my armpits, and I don't have to like try to smell my arm. You know what I mean? Like when you get a whiff of your armpits, and you're like, oh Jesus, and then I'll head over.
You know,
I used to be a person, by the way, I used to take 2 showers a day.
well,
True
with
story.
with me, even though I work from home, I still have like a routine. So in the morning, in order for me to get my morning started and my day started, I
Hmm.
have to take a shower because that's the only thing that wakes me up in the morning. I just
Yeah,
it's just back
I
to
would not
routine.
roll over and start working, but I also have
I
a
can't
weird
do
sleep
that. In
schedule.
order for my brain to like function, I gotta get some hot steam flowing. I have to bathe in order for me to just to work, you know? But each
Mm.
his own, you know, each his own. A lot of celebrities are coming out and
I'm not even playing but I will say this. If you'd have talked to me 2 years ago, because now
mhm.
it's what, been a year and a half of this COVID crap. If you had talked to me 2 years ago and someone said, would you date someone that only showered like once every 2 days? I'd be like, nah. I used to be really like particular about it, but now it's like I don't. It's weird to smell your own body ever. I'm not used to because I'm always used to taking a shower, right? And you like wash all that stuff off. So I'm used to smelling like shower. And it's weird, like once you stop taking a shower, you kind of start smelling your own body, and you're like, "Oh, that's weird." I don't mean that like, "Oh, that stinks." I just mean that's like, "Oh, that's what my whatever smells like." You don't really kind of know that.
So what are your plans for this weekend?
What are your plans?
I'm going to the beach on Saturday because it's been
What
really
beach are you going
hot.
to?
I want to go to Seaside Lagoon. I want to go to the Gory Truth. She said she missed the beginning of the show and she hopes you're enjoying your brand new job. He is. um, I want to go to Seaside Lagoon just to get, well, I don't know, maybe Newport Beach, just to get some sun on me. It's hot.
Mm.
I'm in LA. Why not go out
It's
outside?
also, by the way,
Play
I
in the
think we're
water,
having, aren't you having the same heat wave we're
get
having?
sun kissed, huh?
Aren't you having the same heat wave we're having?
It's hot.
Or
I
it's
want to
just
get a nice little tan.
My AC is actually broken,
I don't have AC in my apartment.
but it's literally like it was yesterday in my house. It was 97 degrees in my house.
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh my fucking god! I might as well live in Texas. I'm over this." I get dramatic.
So, what's your plans this weekend?
Um, I am thinking about for the first time taking this little gal to the dog beach. I try to avoid the dog beach just because it's gross. There's like turds everywhere and pits and
Yeah.
piss and all that, and you're like, I want to take my shoes off here. It's kind of gross. I'm thinking about taking her to the dog beach. If I don't, I think I'll take her to the park. I think I'll hang out with my friend Ryan.
Oh, okay. You guys are friends again. BFFs
Oh,
again.
oh, oh, honey, we go back and forth.
I know. You girls. You girls.
We fight like when we fight intensely, and then like 3 days later, we're like, "Oh my god, I miss you so much." We're crazy.
Well, that's all. Thank you all for
Yes,
joining us. And Dante, you have an awesome weekend.
you
And
too. You didn't tell me what else you were doing this weekend, by the way.
just going to the beach on Saturday.
Oh,
That's it. I mean, cook on Sunday. I'm gonna meal prep for the week and
you gonna see
just
your family? Are you gonna see your family this weekend?
no,
You gonna see Anti?
no.
Oh, damn it.
She'll be back next week though.
I'm looking forward to it too.
Me too. I missed her. We haven't all been together in a
Of
while.
course. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay, guys. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe this video, and you will see us back here next Friday for Ladies Night, 6 p.m. Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.